So here we have the K9. We're going to do some adjustments. Unfortunately here, as you can see, the brakes wore down very much that it got to rub against the tire. So I'm going to try putting maybe a better wheel to see if it can have a better braking pad surface. Maybe it could work a little more efficiently.
Okay, well basically the pads that come on the brakes that are being used here aren't meant for this type of thing, and I'm not sure that this wheel is meant to take a brake. So after just a short distance of applied modulated braking, you have melting of the rim here. These would probably be a little bit better on a baby jogger. You know, in order to have safe braking, you really need to have either alloy or steel rims. You know, one trade-off for the other.
What are we going to use now?
I'm going to use, well, just what I have on hand. I would use, if I was building it new, I'd use alloy rims, but from what I just have laying around, I've got a chrome, just putting on some V-brakes on these handy-dandy posts that are already here on the fork. So like I was saying, this guy here is really too thin to accept a brake. This is just here for a reflector and stuff, and to brace these guys. After a while, the amount of brake jack put on here causes to bend or snap, and that's also where you're losing a lot of your brake power. So my recommendation is you can get V-brakes pretty cheaply, and at least put a set on these handy-dandy posts you already got sitting here waiting for you, and that'll improve the braking a lot, especially in the front where 70% of the braking on a two-wheel vehicle goes. V-brakes is a really smart idea, and probably not much more expensive than this guy here.
Much better tire.
Wheel. Now, over time, because people rely on the front brakes and these get pulled by the front so much, the headset here is going to take a pretty severe beat, and I think that this tube is at a little bit too much of a slack angle for the longevity of the headset. If it was maybe, you know, a couple degrees more, you know, this way, it would put a lot less stress on the headset here, and the angle of this with these shocks here is going to create a lot of problems, and they're going to burn out quick. So if you like extend this a little bit more and tilt the angle a little bit straighter towards the ground, you'll get a lot more life out of the front ends you're putting on these things.
And how much difference would it make a 1-inch versus a 1/8?
Well, if you had an 1 and 1/8, people would have a lot more options, aftermarket and stuff, to put new stuff on here. And also with the stresses in the front end that this create, an 1 and 1/8 tube up here with a threadless headset would make all the difference in the world. You'd pretty much triple the strength of this unit and the longevity of the bearings. Yeah, well, so what we're going to do, what you should do here is, what we're going to do is we're going to flip the brake here, so that it grabs here and the cable comes out here. And you can get what they call a tandem cable, which is extra long, so you can avoid this whole nightmare. And you can just run the housing all the way down this side of the bike to here with zip ties, right to the brake node here. You're concerned about the, you know, maybe the brake scraping here and stuff like that. You just put a little, maybe 1/8 of an inch thick or 1/4 inch thick steel plate that comes out to here, and that'll automatically throw anything that you're hitting right up into the wheel and clear the brake. And again, you'll have much steadier braking action. And
so a little plate like this one under, just welded on there.
Yeah, about this thickness, maybe twice as wide, sticking out here, so that if you do come grinding down here, it'll just throw everything up into the wheel over your brake, and then you can have it on the proper side, and everybody's happy, and you don't have this drill out and nobody's stepping on the brake or the cable, and you can use the tandem cable and skip this whole
which is a lot longer.
First thing that happens when a customer sees this, or somebody servicing it sees that, your credibility goes into the pooper. So get the extra long tandem cable and run it on either side you want if you don't want to change this design, but either way, get a tandem cable and get rid of this stuff here, because that's no good for you in the long run.
Yeah, it's too much stress on the cable, and it doesn't give you the brake power that you need in order to stop.